You live?
Yes.
Okay. Mic audible?
Audible, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Hello, well, everyone. Um, Welcome to the session that is on the outcome document and also a closing ceremony as well. We have merged both the sessions. That's why we are starting the session an hour late. It was originally supposed to start at 2 o'clock, then a break, and then a closing ceremony because we have certificates to make and distribute. So we decided to merge the conversation and then transaction into closing and the certificates right after that. So outcome document, you guys have been here. Most of you have been here for last 4, and some of have been here for last 5 days. Who have joined us in the Central Park for a little activity. But then everyone, all of you joined on day 1, day 2 at Salvation Army HQ, and now here at AFS Intercultural's headquarters here. So this session specifically is on, we always write an outcome document. Around this time, it's a spatial outcome document that we've been working on since months, and it's called the Youth Pact for the Future. And Youth Pact, you already see there's a Pact for the Future, but then Youth Pact for the Future, there are other organizations and us, we are working together on the session on creating this outcome document. Once we have this outcome document signified in a couple of days, not will not take a long time in completing this document. Usually we complete a document in a week after ending this conversation, and then we send this document to the Secretary General, head of the states, or the permanent representatives of the permanent missions of different countries. Those who don't know what the permanent missions are, permanent missions are the representative office of their countries for the United Nations, and their ambassador or the permanent representative is called the ambassador, and that person represent the head of the state or the whole country. So what we do is send a document to all the ambassadors or the permanent representatives of the missions, Secretary General, and the President of the UN General Assembly, and some directors at the United Nations, especially the one that support us, that we co-organize this conversation in a collaboration with the UN Department of Global Communication and sorry, Global Communication is not with us right now, but IOM, UN Habitat, United Nations Institute of Training and Research based in Switzerland, and UN Environment Programs Office based in Nairobi. So they all come together, support us in doing the International Youth Conference every 6 months. We do this twice a month. And for how many of you that's the first time attending the IYC, online or in person? Okay, that's good. Like 95% of the people are having this conversation for the first time. Raise your hand one more time so you guys can be in our video.
Yeah. You were saying twice a year, right?
Yeah, it's twice a year.
Yeah.
So one time it happened always in September in New York during the high level week. And we come up with this idea that we need to do it during the high level week because there is no actual youth conversation that takes place during the UN General Assembly. We already do twice a year. So we fixed it with the high level week and do it in parallel as a side event for the UN General Assembly or high level week in New York, where we are having a conversation of the government's few blocks from here up in Midtown Manhattan at the UN headquarters. And we have this conversation here that is youth-based, youth-focused, based on the same ideals that take place. So the sessions that you have attended over the 4 days were made out of the Pact for the Future. How many of you know about the Pact for the Future? Okay, great. For those who don't know, Pact for the Future is a pact or the outcome document that United Nations just came forward, and member state passed it and signed it, and it was the outcome document for the Summit of the Future that had the recommendations for the future generations and the policy for next 15 to 20 years, that what actions are needed to be taken there. The document consists of 57 action points, and 57 action points, like action one, that these are the recommendations of the United Nations, that this should be the action one, this should be the action two. There are 57 of the total actions, and the content and the sessions of the summit are informal youth summit of the future were created out of the Pact for the Future. The topics were based out of different actions. We have merged the actions together. Like, for example, there was action 26 and 27 on youth participation at national level. That's 26. 27 was the youth participation in policymaking at international level. So we merged both the conversation and create one session. So we covered almost 35 or 36 different actions during our conversation in different session that you participated in. You heard from the speakers. The speakers were mostly 90% of the speakers were youth, and they were under the age of 34, most of them. And that is also a unique situation where we have the speakers, we keep it on priority that the speakers should be youth, and most of the speakers are from the grassroots, and also they have been part of the IYC previously, like you had been delegate or participants attending what we are doing. So in this conversation, when we say that we have to compose the outcome document, usually what we do is send the Google form out, and we say that, okay, just write your recommendation, what you have to say, what you think, and what you want us to mention in a document. It takes a lot of work as well for us to read so many recommendations. So many times we don't even read all of those, because our member data is like 41,000 young people that we outreach or work with. So we receive at least 50% of the people respond in 1 week. And then composing the data is compiling the data and then writing it. It's a work that team does. We will still do that. But while we are here and the people are here, so this time we want to have recommendations from you people, that what you want us to add into the Pact for the Future, Youth Pact for the Future, that we will, once it's finalized, we will give it definitely to the head of the states, their ambassadors, Secretary General of the United Nations, also the President of the UN General Assembly, and different head of different departments of the UN and our partner departments. So we do send that, and then also one important thing to know is that our outcome document is very actionable. Most of you are attending it for the first time. So how it goes, once we have the outcome document, we encourage our delegates that are all around the world. Right now, Ruby, how many countries have been, the youth have been participating with us from?
Oh my God, let me just show them the map. This is an actual engagement in real time. I'll put it right in front of the camera. This is what's going on right now. Live around the world. Closer?
Yeah.
That's right now, we have engagement, right now. Statistically speaking, from an analytical focus, I'm going to simplify it, I'm sorry, my mind's going 10,000 miles a minute. We looked at all the social media accounts that we're using, all the platforms, we linked them together using APIs and having one centralized point of entry, so to speak. And from an engagement from social media, we already logged over 1 million. Over 1 million. And engagement users, in terms of engaging and looking and participating with the platform, we have over 100,000. So I'm letting you guys know, today, yesterday, day before Thursday, this has been going on. So we are literally broadcasting to around the world as we speak. And you can see it. These are real numbers, real statistics. You see every single country lit like a Christmas tree. So those around the world that are watching, you're being recorded. And so we want you to continue engaging with us.
Yeah.
You matter, you're important to us. This is you. This is you. Thank you.
So this is where people are participating. I mean, they are on our app, giving us feedback, doing the surveys, and the comments that are being going on YouTube and Facebook. So they're engaging, they're participating. We will do the outreach to them for our Pact for Youth Pact for the Future. Um, so we will go. I have my colleague Ame here. She will be noting down all of your recommendations with your name. That this is your recommendation. That this is what we should do. So coming back to the topic that I was saying that what we do with the pact and after what happened when we do the pact or the outcome document. So it's very actionable document where you can take actions on that. Once we release the outcome document, then we reach out to all the delegates who have marked the attendance and say that this is the outcome document from the conversations. We want you to go out in your community, take a small action. Even if you can just put a small plant in your home, that's an action, that's environmental action. And we want you to properly record it and report it to us. So we send the call out for the projects. Young people around the world, they do the projects, they submit the report, and then we do the monitoring and evaluation of those projects. This morning, a lot of people were not here. Kevin and his team, they did the monitoring and evaluation and presented the 10 best projects from IYC 9 in Los Angeles that took place in Los Angeles. So they, I think they evaluated over 270 projects. We do receive thousands of inputs and reports from people because, as I say, the data is for like 41,000 young people that get engaged with us. So we receive at least 20,000 applications, at least. Engaging rate is 95% with those 41,000 young people. So out of those applications, there were 276 projects that were shortlisted, and then further monitoring and evaluation was done. They came out with the top 10 projects that they displayed this morning for that. So we will want to do the same. We will send a call out to everyone and say that please submit your project. And once you be able to submit your project, we do the monitoring and evaluation. And then our next IYC in Los Angeles, it's in May next year, IYC 11. There you will be able to present your project. If your project is selected among the top 10 projects, you will be able to either virtually or in person. If you can come, we'll be able to talk and represent about this and will receive an award from us for doing a best or an according to as a good project. So that does not end there. We do send all those 276 projects data to the United Nations headquarters, saying that this is what the outcome of the conference was, and these 276 projects have contributed towards the sustainable development goals in this space. So this is how we are able to tell the leaders at the United Nations that when we engage at an open platform with youth, and especially from the grassroots in a remote way, these are the kind of a result we get. This is 276 projects being carried out in 3 months because last time IYC 9 ended on June 4th. And after June 4th and between, we closed the calls in August. September 15 actually was the closing time for us when we closing down the reports of collecting the projects. So from July, August, September, only in 3 months we got 276 projects. And in 3 months we got impactful projects that were 276. These are the kids from the grassroots. They are making impact in their communities. This is how they're achieving the UN Sustainable Development Goals, making impact in their community. And this really helps us with the advocacy at the UN, where we say that young people needs the seat at the table. We are able to fight for this right based on these projects, that they do not the conversation we are doing. This is just the conversation we are doing. What matters is what you go down back in your community and make something out of these conversations of 4 or 5 days that you do, the skills that you learn or motivation, even in this 5 days, if you're able to get any single thing out of it and be able to apply it in your life, you have achieved the goal. We have achieved the goal. Many people are able to do that, and I'm sure you all will be able to do that. And this will really help us talk about young people at the UN. We place young people at the United Nations in the decision making tables directly. They can talk about it. Around this time, we are at the Summit of the Future, the Action Days, and days before that, we have a large number of young people from the International Youth Conference who are actually in different committees, different teams, and different positions where they were talking about it. They were doing a lot of advocacy work because we were able to prove with the help of data and their hard work on the ground that this is the work they're doing without any resources or support. They are doing it on their own. So your conversations, your input really matters to us. It's going live as well, and it's recording. Many people are watching, our leaders are watching as well. By leaders, I mean the head of the organizations that are supporting the International Youth Conference. Your input matters. Keep your input short. We will get a chance to get back to you again. For example, if Zara is able to speak for 3 minutes, and she will get a chance to speak again when everyone else is done, or if you have something to add. So keep your input short, your action recommendation short. Um, be direct to the point. Yes.
Also, we do have an email, so if you come up with an idea down the road, please email us, put your full name, who you in, what country, and the name of your project, really short by info. Send to Ali or to us or info at IOC, and
Yes.
we'll follow up with you.
Yes.
So,
Yeah. So well, sorry, people complain that we do not respond to info emails because at the average we receive 2,900 emails on that email. And usually it's me and other colleagues that we want to read everything. It takes a time to read 2,900 emails.
That's not a joke.
That is absolutely not a joke. And I was just showing my vice president that I have literally answered 2,800 emails in 1 week. And those were the emails that I responded that required a response, not FAQ. There were unique responses that required our attention. Yes.
May I have a suggestion for this?
Yes.
Just diversify your emails. Like you have support, have IOC support, IOC administration, IOC finances, IOC Ali, IOC Ruby, I don't know. Just everyone takes their messages, not only you.
Yes, everyone wants this. Yeah. Thank you for that. So, okay, keep the suggestions short. Start with your name, your country, and your suggestion. Keep your intervention within 3 minutes, please. It's a request because we have online people as well. They will be speaking, and also like they're writing in their suggestions. That's why I haven't maximized the screen. And from you, yeah, your country, your name, and your suggestion. So Amaze notice writing everything, but it's also in our records, so we will know we will not miss anything. Yeah, raise your hand and go ahead, please.
Can you just introduce yourself again? Some people may not know who you are.
Me, who I am?
Yeah, so
Oh.
can you just introduce yourself?
Okay, my name is Ali. People who don't know me, I am the founder of the International Youth Conference. I don't want to take the whole credit of founding this organization. It was founded with the support of UN Department of Global Communications and UN Habitat to begin with, and with the support of another civil society organization, IAI. And the mission was to take the message of the United Nations to the youth in Global South, especially to the youth who do not have access to technology, education, internet, phone, or modern education, who don't know anything about the UN or Sustainable Development Goals. We wanted to include their voices into the system, so we founded International Youth Conference. And because I was the co-chair of the Civil Society Conference of the United Nations in 2019, so we were able to include International Youth Conference into the declaration and make it a declaration and make the head of the different departments sign it. And that's how International Youth Conference came into being. We have our restrictions in operating because when you work with the UN agencies in close collaboration, there is a close eye on us, on young people. We have restrictions that we cannot raise funds for with the profit companies. We cannot charge young people for the content of the conference, and also We cannot take individual donations if they're big businessmen because that comes with the ASEAN ethical issues. So within the limited resources that UN provide us and some government donors, somehow they will be able to help us sometime, not always. That's how IYC came into the being, and is now moving forward with the help of the team that you see here, Ame, Ruby, Kelly, Joseph, who have been a great help with us in the United States with all the legal matters and our legal status and everything. So that's Joseph and Ruby really help us, and all other people. They're behind the screen doing all the graphics and technical things. There's a large team behind it, large team of volunteers or young professionals that take time out of their own work and really believe in this cause and make it happen like it seems like something big. So please raise your hand, your country, your name, and your recommendation so we can note down and we can make it happen.
For future IYC
Yes.
recommendation for future.
No, the Pact for the Future, Youth Pact for the Future, and our declaration or the outcome document of this conference. Anything that you think, any action that we should include in our Youth Pact for the Future, we are open to hear that. Yeah, you can go first and you can go second.
You should.
Your name and your country?
I'm Ophelia Sukiasel from Armenia. I would suggest to a little bit heighten the age limit because I'm 34. It means next year I can't participate in IYC.
Oh no, there is no age limit to IYC.
Speaker, we
Okay,
have
but you
another
were
35.
speaking about like some age 34.
No, so, okay.
Yeah, okay, that's
The only, okay, let me explain this confusion. There is no global set age for the youth, not even by the UN's definition. UNFPA's youth age expires at 24. And I have no idea what I was doing at 24. And so yes, and that's UNFPA. UNFPA is the most important agency when it's come to census, demographics and census, and that is really unfair that they do it 24 because in many global south countries, especially in Africa, opportunities to young people comes very late when they are not 24.
They should be empowered
Yes.
soon.
Yes, but
Earlier.
African Union have 36 limit.
And
So
the smallest, let's give the round.
no, of course.
The smallest.
Yes, the youngest one.
Yeah.
My daughter is here as well. She's nine, but she's not speaking.
Oh, yeah.
She's not speaking, but
She's the leader.
she wants to go to NASA and
Oh,
want to be at a mission control. Yeah, she don't want to go into space. She want to be in mission control.
Wow.
So she have that aspiration, and now she wants to learn acting. So, so age limit. Every agency have different age limit. And UNDGC, where I also advise on the youth issues, they have age limit of 34. UNDP have 32, and there's always like a different. They're 32.
32.
They're 32. Yes,
Yeah.
AFS is 32. So there is no set global age that you can say that.
But it should be universal.
I don't think so because
Globally.
yeah, but now I see one of the organizations saying 39 should push to 39 as well. But let's see. So the
Because
policy
for
of
Europe-
IYC.
For Europe, I can't apply for many projects because it's the age limit is maximum 30.
Yes,
Or
29.
32.
29.
29.
In Europe is
Yeah.
29.
Yeah, so.
So IYC is open for everyone to attend, regardless of the age limit. Idea is to young people on the stage talking and other generations listening to them. So it's open. I'll come after you next, but she first. Yeah.
Yes, I have a recommendation. Lotte from.
Can you speak up?
Can you speak loud?
Yes, I can.
Can you stand and yeah.
I stand? Okay.
Yeah.
Lotte from the Netherlands, from Youth Foundation Hoofdweg. I would like to put in the Youth Pact for the Future that we strive for a world where at the end of the 21st century, everyone grades their life with an 8 out of 10.
I didn't get it.
Can you repeat?
It's
No, really.
Can you repeat? She didn't.
Could you please restate it?
I can. I would say that I would put in the recommendation that at the end of this 21st century, we aim that everyone on this planet grades their life with an 8 out of 10.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Nice.
Very concrete.
Quality of life. Quality
Yeah.
of life on the bracket.
Quality
Yes, you.
education.
Okay, my name is.
Stand up.
I was kind of on the chair. Actually, my name is Alkali Mdila from California, resident of California, and originally from Gambia. Um, my only recommendation, or perhaps seeking for the status of IYC is there any future plan considering the incredible job or the partnership or engagement this organization is doing with you to make sure that in not distant time, IYC has a seat in UN whereby we will not be kind of a shadow bystander, but also to be part of the policy making.
Yes.
In my view, I believe when we are not on the table, like some of our presenters said, bring your own table, your care to the table. I think that is the only way we can seriously engage global leaders. By the way, the world belongs to the current youths, and the more we are part of the table during discussion, and I know there are some area where youths are involved, but formidable organizations like this, it is important that you post that agenda to the UN, at least to have a representative, probably by like yourself as the founder or some of the organizers, to have a youth voice that directly speak during the UN Assembly by the feedback of the previous organizational conferences. That way they will try to process it and then try to make sure that the issue that they are discussing or coming for a conclusion also reflect the reality of youth. For the fact that most of the issues that are discussed in UN, youths are usually dissatisfied about it. Why? Because they feel like they are left behind. Their voice are not being heard. They are always at the, in the back one or three. In my view, it's still, we are moving, but the pace is a little slow. We don't need to be aggressive, but through soft diplomacy, I think youths can get achieve that goal, and that is the best way we can put a check to our leaders or put them to accountability.
Can I ask a comment?
So, 1 second, I'll come back to you. So that's what you mentioned, something that's really, really, really important. And most of you may not know that, all of you may know that the UN just formed the UN Youth Office, and that is the executive office. And I was one of those 4 or 5 people that they were writing the concept of the UN Youth Agency. There is a difference between the agency and the office at the UN. Agency is independent international organization that works under the UN umbrella. It has its own head of the organization, it has own political leader, it has own agenda and thing, but they operate under the umbrella just like UN Habitat, UN IOM, UNICEF, UNESCO. They are international organizations, but they work very much independently. Idea was to have an agency of the United Nations that works or targeted specifically on the youth, not just an office. Office is an office that's a bureaucratic arm of the secretariat. Its operations are limited to the secretariat in New York City in the bureaucracy of the UN. It does not have a political leader or the political say or the right of inclusion. What you're saying is very good. And you're saying like the youth should have a voice at the General Assembly. I totally agree. The aim is to have one step further, and the youth organization or the youth should have at least one seat there where they can vote on the resolution. Because usually at the UN system, only member states who are the member states are allowed to vote, not even the observer states. There are observer states like Vatican is observer state and Palestine is observer state. They do not have a right to speak or even vote. There are some certain civil society organizations such as Red Cross and Human Rights Watch that are also observers of the General Assembly, but they do not have a right to speak at the General Assembly or to vote. Our advocacy is to have a right to vote. Like even one vote would matter. It's symbolic. It's symbolic, and it would give us a lot of space at the UN. That's the struggle is. And the good thing is that a lot of directors, a lot of people at the United Nations support this agenda that young people should have a direct voice into the decision making. It took 40 years for the United Nations to make the youth office. The first resolution for the youth engagement was passed at the UN was in 1984. 1984, so 40 years from now. And it took 40 years to have the youth office. And youth envoy just become a position that was in 2005 or 2006. 2006, the first youth envoy was there. And again, it's just like token. And because it does not have any power to make anything, just make a speech or represent where the youth needs to be represented. But true power, we have noticed this point and we are already working on it, but we can talk more on that in detail. Right to us. We can go in depth on that. Yes, you.
Hello, my name is Pankaj and I'm from the USA. So I've noticed that a lot of friends in my school, a lot of kids, they don't know about the UN SDGs and how important they are. So I think that to the act, we should add that all of the young people, all of the children should be educated about the UN SDGs.
I really like that. Yes. Please go ahead.
Thank you. Morning everyone. I am Bari. I am from Guinea. So I want to speak French. My brother can help me to translate in English, but my English level is not good. Mr. Bari can translate. En fait, moi je suis très ravi d'être là et vraiment participer à la conférence une première fois.
It's happy to be here because this is the first time we've attended this conference.
Donc, les recommandations, les remarques, moi je les ai faites par email. Donc, je ne vais pas m'attarder sur ça.
Okay, you'll be sharing his key recommendation by email, so I won't be elaborating on this here.
Can you be a little louder?
He said that he will be sharing his recommendation by email.
He did. I got it.
Yeah.
It is printed and it's on my desk right there. Yes.
C'est pour juste vous informer qu'en Afrique, on aime vraiment l'International Conference. Ils sont vraiment suivis, ça vraiment.
I would like to mention that so this conference is followed by many people in Africa.
Yes, it does.
Le fait que c'est parce que la différence ici, les gens ont le temps de s'exprimer, il y a l'espace pour s'exprimer. Contrairement aux Nations Unies, il n'y a pas un espace pour s'exprimer.
He was mentioning that the difference between this conference and UN, because here you can provide the feeling, what they want to see, but they don't have that right with UN.
Donc, pour terminer, ce que moi je souhaiterais rajouter sur les recommandations que j'ai envoyées par mail. Ok. Premièrement, moi je crois qu'il faudrait vraiment qu'on travaille ensemble pour la recherche de partenariats futurs. Parce que j'ai remarqué qu'en Afrique, il y a beaucoup d'institutions, ils veulent vraiment nous soutenir, mais quand ils les demandent, il faut dire que notre agence au niveau de l'ONU n'est pas informée. Et ça, c'est que moi je suis prêt à nous accompagner, à accompagner l'organisation, les teams d'organisation pour les recherches de fonds pour les partenaires. Il faut vraiment qu'on mobilise et que la 11e édition qu'il y ait au moins à peu près 1000 ou 2000 jeunes participants. Et ça, on peut travailler sur ça pour préparer ça bien. Et il faut vraiment qu'ils nous intègrent aussi dans les communications, dans les panels, dans les activités.
So he was saying that he's ready to support in terms of resource mobilization being based in Africa, so he's really available to support what we are doing, but also he would like to be really involved in the activities that we are doing, so that from there we can provide his participation in those activities.
J'aimerais juste rappeler la dernière fois, le Bureau mondial de plan international qui est dans plus de 100 pays a demandé si cette participation, si je rentre avec un document qui dit que c'est très bien passé, il se peut même que tous les jeunes engagés au sein du Bureau du plan international participent prochainement. Et ça, je crois que ce sera une opportunité pour la conférence d'être en partenariat avec Plan International. Moi, je peux faciliter au niveau mondial, au niveau local. Donc, c'est des opportunités vraiment. Donc, c'est un peu ça.
His participation here is sponsored by Plan International, and Plan International is asking from this conference to came with a documentation that maybe at the global head level they can see and see how Plan be really involved in future collaboration.
Yes.
Thank you very much. The next we can see my email.
I already have your email. Email when you send me, I read it and I print it. I print it right in front of me in my office. You can go and see it's right there. And I gave it to my colleague and she find this person. And I don't know if you were here or not, but then my colleague came and said that he is here and wearing an orange hat. I said, okay, I need to talk to him. It's a good feedback. It's good. We love positive criticism, and that really helped me grow. First you, and then you, because I see your hand first, and then you and you.
Je pense que je vais la même lancée que vos collègues.
Translator of French.
It's not free.
She said she's really happy to be here and thank you for the opportunity.
Okay, silence. Let her express herself, please.
Je suis Rihanna, je viens du Sénégal. Je suis la coordinatrice de Amke Sénégal, l'association pour le maintien des filles à l'école. Je suis la fondatrice des startups Formation Management, dont le volet éco-femme avec l'écologie avec les femmes, et agriculture, donc inflation avec réconciliation avec la culture et l'environnement.
He's coming from Senegal and he's coordinating an NGO, but also working with a startup in Senegal.
Juste pour revenir, qu'est-ce qu'on peut revenir la situation par rapport à l'activité, elle-même, et ce qu'on va mettre dans le bac. C'est juste l'implication de plus de jeunes dans les instances décisionnelles en fait. Donc d'impliquer plus de jeunes et de savoir qui est jeune, parce que non, que ce soit ONG, soit association de nos jours, quand on parle de jeunes, de représentativité, maintenant ce n'est pas les jeunes qu'on amène, ce sont les vieillards qui ont dépassé l'âge, qui viennent dire que c'est nous. Or, ils ont dépassé l'âge limite de l'église.
Yeah, it's suggesting to have more youth involved in those activities, but also you should think that it's important to know that who is you and who is not you, because sometimes at that organization you can see somebody who really is not you, maybe 13 or 14 and sitting there as a youth. So you should think that it's very important to try to master that problem.
Et pour revenir à l'organisation, à l'activité, c'est pour vous remercier et dire que nous sommes ravis d'être là et que nous suggérons que la prochaine fois, qu'il y ait plus d'inclusion en fait. On ne peut pas parler aujourd'hui de la conférence internationale de la jeunesse sans inclure les pays francophones. Nous sommes venus pour représenter la voix de l'Afrique. Nous sommes venus pour représenter la voix du Sénégal. Nous sommes des leaders au niveau de notre pays. Ce n'est pas la première fois qu'on participe à ces genres de conférences. C'était au sommet des féministes avec l'UNFPA dans le cadre du sommet des futurs. J'étais en Éthiopie dans le cadre de l'élaboration de l'éducation à la santé sexuelle et reproductive des adolescents. Et il y en a dans beaucoup d'autres pays. Donc, je n'ai pas opté de participer à cette rencontre pour être un effort.
So he also asking for more inclusion. So when you are hosting a conference like this, you need to know that people are coming from many countries, francophone countries and English-speaking countries. So she's not here just to sit there and listen to people. So she would like to really contribute, participate. But if the language is providing a barrier, that would be very difficult for her to contribute.
If she can specify the barriers.
Language.
Language, okay.
Like they speak French only, not English or Spanish.
So probably you go
So we
to
do-
the repertoire.
No, okay, so online we do have tools that we use. This time we use Zoom and for the translation. Last time we got a specialized service from the organization called Clevercast. They gave us for free that we translated in 24 languages or 29? 28 languages. So it was not a verbal translation, but you could go and select the language and can actually read in the different languages. French was, of course, one of the language that's been spoken very largely.
It's
So,
UN language.
Sorry?
It's UN official language.
It's UN's official language. This is a good feedback to have these that, and also we'll see how we can include translation, especially for Spanish, because we had a lot of Spanish speakers who watch the conference and be here, and also French. We know that previously we used to have IYC French, by the way, 2 years ago.
Et la prochaine fois aussi, il faut prévoir des panels pour les participants qui sont venus de loin. Parce qu'on a du potentiel, on a beaucoup plus d'expérience à partager dans nos réalités. Donc, on prévoit des panels pour tout le monde. Merci.
I was saying that next time it's so important to schedule a space for people coming from Africa or to share their experience.
Can I add to
I have
her?
a recommendation.
1 minute.
No,
Just
no,
I can
I'm
be-
going. I'm going by.
I can be a volunteer translator for some people.
Okay, that's good. That's good to know.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. Glad to be here and be part of this program. My
Number four.
question is Lolade, Lolade, Salvador, Nigeria, New York, Nigeria. I would like to see more from my region, Nigeria. We have a whole lot of youth doing so much. I don't know the criteria that you use to select people that come as a participant and also as a presenter. So I would like to know more, and so I can engage, train the trainer, specific things that you're looking for to bring them up to date so they can be part of the next one. Thank you.
So Nigeria,
Yeah.
Sierra Leone, and no, I'm telling the number that people that are most engaged. Nigeria is number
I saw
one.
the map, I saw it.
Yeah, Nigeria is number one. Sierra Leone in Africa, and I'm forgetting the other country, but these two, no, Liberia.
Nigeria, okay.
These three countries are the one where we have a lot of young people watching, attaching. We have first time someone coming from Senegal.
Okay.
So we definitely can work on that. Yes, we can talk and first her, then you. Please go ahead, and then her.
My name is Vatam Abdullaeva. I am expert at UNESCO, and also I am a presenter of Azerbaijan at Global Youth Community of UNESCO. We all know that this year in November, Azerbaijan will host COP29, and all the world, all countries will gather for the solution of the most important problems of the world, of the earth. And I ask you, and I invite you all be a part of this process. So for the better world, for the better earth, see you in Baku.
You in Baku.
Can I add to her?
One second.
As an Armenian.
One second. Yes.
As Armenian.
As Armenian?
Wait. Do not do the cross until I say so.
All right,
Please.
thank you. So I'm Hamiru Masako, and I'm coming from Sierra Leone. Given the fact that I'm coming from a very youthful continent, Africa,
Yes.
and where a lot of, or let's say the vast majority of young people are deprived of opportunities, I don't know what's the consideration if you have plans, but I'd want to suggest that IYC consider having one of its conference is probably in Africa, so that you get maximum participation for young Africans.
We're trying
And
that.
then, because here, for example, I'll tell you for free that you have more Africans participating online than in person.
Yeah.
It's very costly. And it's not,
I agree.
all of them can afford that. So maybe you want to consider that. Thank you.
I agree. So, what we're trying to have AFL do the youth assembly in near future in Nairobi. So that may change the situation too much because youth assembly take place every year in New York in August. We're trying to do it in Nairobi at the UN headquarters in Nairobi, and maybe next year. So that may change a whole lot. Yes.
Bonjour à tous et à toutes. Je suis Fatma Tassile Diallo. Je viens de la République de Guinée et je suis coordinatrice d'un projet appelé AgriJeune qui cherche à accompagner les jeunes dans le secteur agricole.
I'm Asile Diallo, coming also from Guinea and coordinating the project.
Could you repeat the name? Les jeunes qui accompagnent les jeunes dans le secteur agricole.
Young people in the agri sector.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's in charge of young people. She's in charge of young people in the agri sector.
she's coordinating a project which is kind of young, supporting young people in agriculture sector.
Okay. Nice.
C'est un plaisir pour moi d'être là. Et il faut rappeler que j'ai laissé mon boulot au pays pour venir ici. Je ne viens pas au compte d'une organisation internationale, ni au compte de l'État. Je suis venue parce que je me dis aujourd'hui, l'objectif de tous les jeunes du monde est de se retrouver, de trouver des solutions aux problématiques du monde. Parce que chaque personne dans son pays fait face à une problématique qu'il cherche à résoudre. Donc je me dis qu'ensemble, quand on se retrouve ailleurs, hors de notre pays, c'est important de discuter en fait sur des sujets très très importants qui reflètent en fait nos réalités. Et c'est avec ça qu'on peut trouver des solutions.
Today it's a pleasure for her to be here to participate. She's not coming here on behalf of her organization, but coming here from initial decision. So I think that it's always good to be in the meeting so that you can contribute. You also learn from other people. So I think this is the best way for her to have a solution from the problem that she's facing.
Could you repeat that last bit one more time?
Last sentence. Can you repeat the last?
She said that it's important for her to be here because she's learning from other people and also she can share. And also, if she has any problem, I think that this is a space to find a solution from the problem that she's facing.
Donc voilà, moi je prends la parole, je vais essayer de me limiter là pour ne pas monopoliser, mais j'aimerais bien que la prochaine fois que ça soit vraiment plus inclusif. Je comprends qu'il y a plusieurs nationalités qui se retrouvent, on ne peut pas peut-être satisfaire tout le monde en ce qui le concerne. Mais il est mieux en fait d'accorder un minimum d'attention, en fait, ou un maximum d'attention à ce que nous demandons. Je pense que c'est pas trop demandé. Moi, honnêtement, je suis très contente d'être là. Ça m'a permis de garder des contacts avec de très belles personnes qui ont vraiment de l'expérience dans ce qu'ils font. Et c'est ça aussi le résultat, c'est ça aussi cette rencontre. Même si ça va durer qu'on se voit, mais on peut faire des projets ensemble, chacun dans son pays, et voilà, c'est ça aussi l'important. Donc je vous remercie pour
This recommendation has already been shared by Mohammed also, saying that to be really inclusive because they are coming from, people are coming from different countries. So for her, it's really a pleasure to be here. And I think that the networking is very interesting. And even though people are coming from different countries, so after this meeting, so they will be in contact. And for her, that is very, very important.
Would you say like that's going back to the language barrier component?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Please.
Okay. Once again, my name is Fatsi Bamba from Ghana. My suggestion is I've worked with the youth agency for 15 years and I work with the grassroots young people. Going forward, I know this is not a sponsored program. Everybody have to pay for their own flights and food. Going forward, I'll urge you that if there could be sponsorship for young people from the grassroots, because this time I've been to so many conferences, I don't really wish to be in a conference, but I want to come to a conference with young people. I want them to come and experience, synergize, partner with people, network. Then when they go back home, they'll feel so comfortable. I went outside. These are my experiences that I had. I'll come and learn, go back. How many people do I invite? But let them come themselves and experience it. The other thing is, when we are filling the application online, if you want to come in person, people were asked to pay like $75 before they are given invitation letters. That is not even a guarantee for you to get a visa.
Exactly.
And remember, in Africa, I'm speaking from Ghana, to get even an appointment to go for interview to be failed and denied visa alone will take almost a year. So this is something, since it's a UN sponsored program, I would urge you, you are the leaders, talk to them. They should issue visas. Why are we running to? Even if you come here, at least we started slavery. So why we can't stay for one?
That was very heroic of you. Nice speech. Now I'm going to respond to this. This is the first time ever the International Youth Conference have hired a person to write an actual letter for you, and then make a communication with the embassy here, make a communication with the immigration office of the US Citizenship Service here, say that we have invited the person. This is the first time ever we have done that, for the very first time, because we really wanted people to come in. Wait, I gotta speak now. You're done speaking, now it's my turn to answer. Okay, so this is for the first time we have done that. Previously, we do not have this capacity to do it. We wanted young people to come in, attend in person. We do not charge people for the content. They can come in here, get their own situation done. They can attend the conference. They can get their things, whatever they want to do. This is 100% free. All of the things you see, the food and everything menu, it came out of our own pockets of the salary that can be serving my daughter here. But I choose to take money out of my daughter's serving for this conference. Ruby does the same, Kelly does the same, Joseph does the same. Every one of my team member here, can anyone say that where your travel or hotel was sponsored to be here in New York by IYC?
My hotel, paid twice, Joseph paid the second verse. My hotel for 2 days was over 1,200 for 2 days near the UN.
Who paid for it?
I paid out of my own pocket. I paid for my Uber, that cost $120. I paid for my own food. I paid for my own airfare.
But you have high salary here.
So Joseph paid for his hotel and his transportation and his cost. It cost him $4,000. He paid from his own pocket. The technology that's running IYC, we paid for it. Joseph and I, my team paid for the technology. And it's costing us over $1,000. We're not asking any of you for your money to pay for the tech. We're not asking any membership, any dollars to come to pay for our airfare. We're doing this because we believe, we have a passion for our youth. We want to create a platform for you guys. We want to make sure that we're actively participating, giving you a platform for you to speak. But we literally are paying for ourselves.
Can I?
Camera costs $800.
Can I?
Just
Can I? This is the right time I interrupt. I have been waiting too long.
No, you got your chance. I will get back to you in the end.
Mustafa, can we ask him how to become minister of the police?
Sure.
Okay. Oh, sorry. My name is Diore again from Liberia, West Africa. To be honest with you, I'll be very honest with you. I asked Mustafa and I sent him emails. I think he already know me just on emails. I have about, I think, 4 or 5 persons that was coming to the conference, they were denied. But here's the thing. I've been with the United Nations Youth Assembly since 2015, served as Youth Ambassador for West Africa. But one thing I want you to understand, the United Nations and the US government, they are 2 separate entities. So there is no way the U.S. government, not even the U.S. ambassador, can guarantee you a visa at the U.S. embassy. The U.S. consular, the people who deal with the visa process, they are different. Lena Stormer Greenfield, the current U.S. ambassador to the United Nations, she was ambassador to my country. We sit in the same church, in the same Sunday school. When we have issues like that regards to youth program, we reach the ambassador, she'll say, even though I'm the U.S. ambassador, but I have nothing to do with the U.S. Department with visa fees.
Right.
So to be honest with you, FSS is right here, right behind him, FAS right here. The conference registration with FSS is like sometimes $3,000. They will tell you clearly, visa is not guaranteed. This conference, I'll be honest with you, not because I'm telling you, this is the first cheapest conference I've ever seen. $75 as a donation, meaning you're not forced to do it.
The content is still free, $75 who need a visa assistance.
Correct,
Yes.
correct.
Yes.
So it's basically like some Argent, not because they are here, to be honest with you, they have no matter how much connection they have with the UN, they don't have the power with the US embassy. So there have to be decisions made by the US interviewer in the councils in the various countries based on their own evaluations and experience of us. So what I want to say for us in Africa, we know we have, I mean, like all of us have people, all of us would love for most of our friends and family to come, but it's just sometimes hard. It's beyond those guys in control. I'll be honest with you. It's beyond the
So now we
control.
are just giving a recommendation. So it's a recommendation.
No, that's true. But I'm just saying they can't do nothing about that. I mean, honestly,
We absolutely cannot. What we can do, we go above and
Can I
beyond.
say something so that everything is
Okay.
peaceful? Let's make peace, guys. Sorry for this. You're right, and you're also right. I have experienced the same things as you did as a traveler. I got the visa fees. I didn't know I would get the visa or no. I paid for my travel. I had to stay in the Staten Island because in the New York is $4,000, $5,000 because of high level time. Yeah, I have to travel 3 hours to get there, so I come late a bit because traffic. I changed 3 ways of traffic. So I understand you, and the U.S. Embassy is even not responsible like for the visa issuance and so on and so forth. But what is necessary? As a youth, you need the benefits. You need intercultural interconnectivity. This is that platform. So you have to little bit pay for that to come and to react to like get in contact with yeah, you have to invest a little bit because the World Economic Forum leader came here and speak to you. You got their LinkedIn, you get networking, you get a lot of opportunities. So what else do you want from this conference?
No, there is another thing that
There
we
was
go
less interaction,
above
and I have
beyond.
been telling this. Yeah, from the beginning. I agree with you.
Thank you, Philia. Thank you. So one more thing, we go above and beyond because what we have done is the three-way communication. When you get the invitation letter, we write to your embassy that this is the invitation letter we have sent. We write it to the immigration service here in the US. We are inviting this person. Okay, we do this thing, and we have helped so many young people get their appointments changed just by writing emails. It's a lot of work, and sometimes I personally have to do that because my assistants are doing something else. So it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work beyond imagination that you can think. And it has my name and signature there. That's the most trickiest and riskiest thing
Right.
that I put there, and my personal phone number there.
Yeah.
Because embassy sometimes calls me directly, hey, have you given this letter or it is forged? We do come across forged letter as well. There were situations like this. You have no idea how much work is that. You don't understand what is on the stake, what is online, I am putting personally myself at risk, and then organization and other people who are supporting the legal team that we have. It's a lot of work, but we make sure that people smoothly we advocate that these are the people coming for the conference. We really need them here. They're legend. And it has helped a lot of young people.
And can I add a suggestion? How to resolve this issue?
We will talk about this. Zara, and then first her, and then you after her.
Hi everyone, my name is Zahra Ahmed. I'm 13 years old. I'm originally from Nigeria, but I'm based in Japan. My recommendation is that we make the world of sustainability or sustainable development more inclusive. We say that the younger generations are the leaders of tomorrow, rather not, they are the leaders of today. So we need some type of preparation, and whatever you're going to be leading, you need to be interested in it, right? If someone tells you to lead a project, you won't lead it if you're not interested in it. So when it comes to talking about sustainable development, we should try to meet people where they are. Like, we pick a statistic that actually matters to them rather than bombarding them with statistics that they won't really understand. Because the human brain is not designed to process statistics. So we have to make the world of sustainability and sustainable development more inclusive and more easy to understand for everyone. Thank you.
Okay, one more feedback, guys. Please keep your, as you give the feedback on the action recommendation, please give your recommendation for the pact, youth pact for the future. So it will really help us. But feedback also really helps. Really appreciate the feedback as well. Please.
My name is Kumba Jame. I'm from the Gambia, but I live here in New Haven, Connecticut. So I have a recommendation. I wasn't going to say anything until you suggested that you might be doing the African version of the IYC in Kenya. That got me talking because from experience, I was the National Director of IAAS, which is a International Association of Students in Agriculture and Related Sciences. And I was also the coordinator for the Global Biodiversity Network, the Gambia chapter. And most of the times, these particular organizations or associations would hold their African Congress or African programs in Kenya. And I feel that this is not fair. Looking at the attendance in this particular conference, we have more African countries from the West Africa than we have from the Eastern Africa. And mind you, the price of the fare from West Africa to Kenya is more expensive than coming to the US. So I think when you are making certain arrangements to have programs in Africa, Kenya is not the only African country in the African continent. And the other thing is, to make it fair, I think we should use the attendance of different conferences to decide which African country or which African region we should be putting up programs. Because Kenya is actually very far, and I don't think I've met any East African in this room here. So we shouldn't. I suggest we shouldn't have the thing in the
That's a beautiful. We never travel anywhere. We never participate.
Can you?
No, the dog. That is the best one. Kidneys around.
Oh, really?
No, the dog.
Wow.
You go to international events, you barely see a person from Kenya. You barely see one person from Norway.
First here, and then you, Timu, and then you.
I am Miriam Chinaran from Guyana, and I'll be very short. I would like to thank IYC for being part of this conference, and I would like it to also be including the Caribbean country as well, because Guyana is the only English-speaking country in South America, so we will not be able to understand Spanish or Portuguese or French. So only English. So the Caribbean country would be way better for us. And I would also like to make other recommendation. You can also include like more workshop session as well as providing skills training. And I will provide an email with other ideas if that is fine.
Yes. All right. Thank you.
So I just wanted to do a quick comment. Commentaire rapide. Oh, my name is Timo and I'm from the Netherlands. Mon nom est Timo et je suis des Pays-Bas. I just wanted to make a quick comment about what you said. You said you're from Armenia and it's easy for you. But there's a difference. People from Africa have to go way far.
I said it's not easy for me as well. I can explain why. I know what he's saying.
There are a lot of flights from Europe and Armenia.
Can we
to
be
the States.
more formal a little bit to address the care?
Yeah, let me be the
There are a lot
moderator,
of flights
please.
from Armenia and Europe to the States, but not so much from Africa. It's really difficult for African people to get here.
Yes.
C'est très difficile pour les personnes de l'Afrique de venir ici. Pour les personnes de l'Europe, c'est beaucoup plus facile. So my recommendation is to have more regional sessions and spread it across the world, répartis dans le monde, to have more people come to the conferences, so they don't have to travel as far as now. Donc, dans plusieurs régions pour que les personnes ne doivent pas traverser tout le monde pour aller à une conférence comme ça.
So we do. How many of you are aware of the regional editions of International Youth Conference? Okay, none of you know about the regional editions of International Youth Conference? Yes.
It's hard to hear, Ali, sorry. I'm getting a little side-shotted, so can you repeat that again?
How many people in the room are aware of the regional editions of the IYC? Only one person.
Me too.
You know the regional editions?
Yeah,
okay, you also. So 3 people in the room knows about the regional edition. So International Youth Conference does its regional editions in different countries in their local language. For example, this is not an example, we are having the informal Youth Summit of the Future, IYC 10. Here in New York, the language is English of the speakers here. They speak English. For translation, we have Zoom link that people can go and choose there. But we have the IYC 10, Informal Youth Summit of the Future, same topic, took place in Mexico in Spanish on 31st August in the university in Mexico. Okay, in India, Sachin did it. What date you did it?
Marathi, 4 September.
September what?
4 September.
4 September, he was able to gather around 100 to 150 people for a day in India and do the Informal Youth Summit of the Future in his local indigenous language of Marathi. He did it there.
Yeah.
Okay, in Pakistan, it happened in Urdu yesterday.
Yeah.
They did it, there were around 200 students. In Mexico, we have 300 students. We're doing it in Arabic in Dubai, somewhere in a month or 2 time, the same thing.
We're doing it in
Australia.
Australia and Papua New Guinea.
So these editions are administrated remotely by us. By being administrated, we provide the content. For example, these are the topics. These are the sessions because this is what we are discussing here. But you will have your own speakers and you will do it in a local language. This should not be in English. That's the first criteria, that you need to do it in English. They need to be in local language, and it has to be done this way. We have been trying to do this in Africa because Africa is very diverse. It's a very large continent, and people think that because Africa may have the same language, same culture. No, there's so many different languages that we can't even imagine that Africa is that diverse. There's West Africa, East Africa, southern part of Africa, then Sub-Saharan Africa. And everyone have different cultures, different religions, different language, and different things, different ways of doing things. You cannot say that like one thing worked for the entire Africa. It will not, it does not. People have tried it, failed. Okay, even UN cannot do it with all its machinery. It will continue failing if you will not respect the local cultures. So the thing is that we really need leaders. We do it because young people from the bottom come and connect with us and they say that they want to do this in their country, and we empower them with our technology that we have. We provide them the UN affiliations. This is the most valuable thing that we can provide to any organization or any young person doing that. You can have these agencies' logos at your banner there, and this will solve half of your problem. Get the venue for free in a university or a library or somewhere. We do the training to them. We tell them that how you can do it for free in your country, and you don't have to charge young people to do it. Some people do get sponsors for food and other things, but we do have a set mechanism that if you want to do a regional session in Africa or in your country, reach us out. We will work together on that. We have at least 2 more or 3 more sessions, regional editions lined up in different countries in different languages.
You saying that in English, so we are like we all speak English. So
it's for their local
So local
language.
dialects it can also.
It's for the locals of that country, of that region.
So
Yeah.
like for me, I don't speak no other dialect, probably English.
The thing is that they need to know what is happening in their local language.
Even they should understand.
Yeah, but vast majority of our major language, like we have dialects though, but we have our major
English.
language.
So whatever is your local language, whatever is your national language, whatever. English is your local language, do it in English.
Okay, I say, but not in English.
No. I mean, if you have a first language, for example, Hindi in your country, please do it in Hindi. Do not use English as a language. Yes.
Can I?
We have suffered enough of the colonization. No more.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
You.
Hi everyone, my name is Taiwo. I'm from Nigeria, but I am based in the US. So I have two recommendations. The first one is in IYC. It's basically that we get more question and answer time. So I noticed that it's question and answer takes up like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and people don't really get to like, if you have a question based on what was, said from like the panelists and all of that, that would be nice. And secondly, I don't know how the conference that you're planning is supposed to look like in terms of like geography and population, but I would say that for young people, if we're able to like break up into like sessions where they're like, smaller groups where they just like interact, I feel like that promotes more networking, promotes more passing across what your ideas and all of that, and then another session to like tie everything together. So that's my
So that's a very good feedback, but know that we have severe financial limitations when it comes to venue, and New York City is the world's most expensive place in September because of the UN General Assembly taking place here. I mean, the prices of the venue and anywhere you do, it is you live or do anything in New York in September, it is so expensive. We do have the venue limitation where in New York, especially in September, where we do the things, the conference where we can get the free venue. Salvation Army gave us the venue for free because they believed in our cause. We did it there for 2 days. This place, they are partners. I worked with them for 4 years. They gave us this venue for free for fourth year. This is fourth year they're giving us this venue for free to use it however we want. We need people like this and partners like these. I would try to do it at the UN. They would cost $8,000 for 1 day. $8,000 for 1 day. I'm talking about the room that is small. At the UN headquarters. We would love to do that over there, but we do not have $8,000 for 1 day to have it again. So that's our limitation. But when we do it in Los Angeles and we do it at the University of California and Los Angeles called UCLA, they give us the campus. They give us the whole department of social work. It's called the Luskin. We're doing it there again, but in different department, a different place. There we have more space, more room where we actually do the breakouts. But this is a good thing that we would definitely, when we will do it our IYC 12 in New York, we will try to have the room for breakouts where people can go and interact with each other. Other thing for the Q&A, it's really important for us that people do ask questions, and it has always been recommended to the speakers and moderators that they need to spare time at least 15 minutes for Q&A with the people, but the speakers go overtime all the time. And moderators really sometimes fail to stop other speakers saying that, hey, stop, because I send emails personally from my own personal email address saying that you have 4 minutes or 5 minutes for your remarks. After you're done with your remark, that is 25 minutes, and you have 20 minutes for Q&A with my personal email address. I do it, maybe they will really listen when I will send from my own email, and they might, some did not. Because people really like to speak. If I would someone will get a mic or a stage, they would not stop. Yeah, and also there we have a mechanism of messaging moderator, messaging speaker, like showing things and this. You have no idea how many times we were at the Salvation Army. I have to go to our green room where technology wasn't press stop on the streaming of the event because the speaker was not stopping. The event was going on at the venue, but on YouTube and Facebook it was stopped. Because I went there and say that, hey, you need to stop, time over, and you're not asking questions. So they did not listen, and I would just go down, use Joseph's computer, say end the stream. I pressed end the stream. You see that red button, say end the stream. I press that. Everything is shut down. Well, in the end, what we can do, but we will be more thoughtful. We will be more strict and more clear in our instruction that they have to spare 45 out of 45 minutes, at least 20 minutes in Q&A. It is really, really important for people who have seen me moderating at the UN headquarters. This is what I do, because at UN headquarters, because they know if they're not going to listen, what moderator is saying, they're in trouble. So what I do at the UN when I personally moderate myself in a speaking position, the session time is 90 minutes. Speakers speak for maybe 20 or 25 minutes. Rest is Q&A and comments at the UN floor. That's how I do it at the UN floor personally when I'm moderating. This is a model that everyone should do it, so we will be more precise and more strict. Joseph, you have a comment?
Yeah, I want to make sure we pick you up. Also, part of the other thing is that we want to make sure, the other part is that we want to make sure that we're inclusive as much as possible to get as many topics and discussions in and get those questions answered. And so, if I had a session in regards to trauma, and I want to make sure that I gave time for that end, that I had questions, and there were a lot of great questions, and some even great feedback that I got. But then I didn't interfere with the next person that was trying to come on, because they needed to start on time as well, so they had the time to share what they needed, and leave that window open for discussion. But that's just an hour. If I had, 90 minutes, that'd be awesome. I'd love it, but that would take away from other people as well. And so we want to make sure that we're getting the information in that we can from the presenters and being inclusive. Go ahead, yes.
Hi everyone, my name is Angel and I'm from Indonesia. So my feedback actually to the IYC, so innovative recommendation probably. So just a very quick, because I've got the email join the in-person WhatsApp group, but I'm not able to join because there are already over 1,000 people in there. But I'm not even seeing that 1,000 people here in this room, so probably you can manage the people from online, separate them to the in-person people, and then make a community in WhatsApp. So it's better for us to join in so that we can have a long-lasting relationship between each other. Yeah, because I come also from the eastern part of Indonesia, 26 hours flight to here, and then I couldn't communicate with each other when I came here because I'm not in that group. So it's better to have that group so that I can ask somebody. Thank you so much.
Can I summarize?
Wait. Anyone else in the room have any other? Yes, please.
I'm a secular living. Anyone who comes now? Thank you.
From French? From French?
Neither French nor British were in Ethiopia. The Italian tried.
Italian. I can try from Italian.
It was a national language I was trying to speak. My name is Abdul Aziz from Ethiopia. I have two suggestions. The first one is that I see that most of the focus by IYC, I feel that is to have youth engagement at the UN nation level. But it's also important to have regional and intercontinental level blogs to have meaningful and active engagement of youth like African Union, like European Union, and other blogs at regional and intercontinental level. And I suggest that IYC to work on that and have active communication for having youth to have place and active engagement on these blocks.
On regional level, you mean?
Regional, intercontinental.
Yeah.
That's one. And the second suggestion is that I suggest IORC to undertake a kind of global level mapping of use for organizations that work related with use, so that it can subcategorize in different groups based on the thematic areas those organizations are working. Like some, this organization may be focusing on environment, the other may be focusing on peace, the other may be on technology. It will be very difficult to manage and to interact with all organizations, but it will be very helpful for all of us, for all organizations, to be subgrouped under different similar thematic groups so that we can interact with each other, share experience, share expertise, and so on. I suggest IYC to do so and share with us. Thank you.
Okay, I would like to extend an invitation to you to join our planning group of IYC 11, so we can have these recommendations that you say they're very useful. So we can have that actual way in planning, and this is how we do it. I mean, our planning organizing team of IYC, every single one, 99%, 1% me. Leave me out. Other than me, everyone in the planning team, volunteers, committee, vice president, president, they have been the delegates of the IYC or the speakers. And they join and become, and they are now taking the lead. So your, I think, recommendation is very, very valuable and very inclusive. We will also take a feedback for us, but we will also write it for our declaration for the UN. Thank you for that. Yes.
Hi everyone. I want to say a big thankful for this amazing opportunity where we can speak with each other. But what I noticed that real conversation, real critics and feedback and how we speak with each other was under the table. I mean, under stairs, under how when we are drinking or just have a small talk. Hi, you same feeling about this work? Yeah, me too. Even we are came from different levels, different backgrounds. It's my first time when I really understood, like, wow, where I am. It's a real United Nations supported. How I came here, it's like because I have maybe inside some passion, and I noticed that everyone has same feeling. Like we really start to understand, like we care about each other. Even Olivia speaking so loudly, like, okay, please calm down. Yes, we know that you want to attention.
Olivia, Ophelia.
No, Ophelia. I mean, just it's like because now everywhere is so big topic and so sensitive. And everywhere fake news, and only here, when we can speak with each other, we feel each other, we understood that even our language is not English, and like, okay, stop, we can do it, we can handle out, figure out, don't worry. Yes, I know you spend so much, me too. I mean, like, everywhere crisis and jobless and stuff like this, but it is our, young time, even 30, 40, we are still make it up more, better. And I think if it looks like we don't create fast and doing some movement now, if we are speaking, it means like we're a little bit by changing how our organizer or talking. That's why we're here. But a small feedback. It's like what I really wanted, that workshops will be more interactive, that it will be a little bit critics, that we can really start to make something. When we come back at home, we just like, oh, finally Sunday. Like, okay, how I can really do it, where I will go. I feel so many ideas how we can really do it. And when I speak with this young teenager, and I'm like, oh my God, and she looked at me like I'm so old, and I'm like, really? I'm 27, I have to do something. I'm not so young anymore. So it's like from me, from all my family and country, I just big thank you. I am from Kazakhstan. Oh, that's right.
Anyone else who have not spoken yet and want to give a recommendation for a document?
was gonna say, this one is to everybody, not IYC. I would say that if we can like respect the space and try to like keep the side conversations like really down next time, it would be really nice. Because at some point, the panelists were talking, but some of us were in the back and we can't hear what's happening there just because some people are talking on the side. If you really wanted to say something, just step out, just for other people to be able to, listen and, yeah, that's what I have to say.
Okay, I just want to say one last thing. That is the recommendation to IYC. They have only done their job.
I'm only 1 minute.
Oh. I think IYC has done their job. I was really touched. I live in United States. I know how it can be expensive if you are financing certain things from your own pocket. We are grateful for you guys.
Thank you.
That's
We appreciate that.
I'm sorry you are not taking us by our word. Some of us it's based on lack of not understanding what you guys are going through. But I know as leaders you have that thick skin. So please keep that up and then don't feel intimidated or embarrassed by comment from our team members.
Sometimes it's good that we have to explain.
Exactly.
That this is what's going on.
Yeah, but definitely I just want to say we really appreciate the effort you guys are doing. I would just say probably maybe you can just reduce your personal expenses by including some of those logistics in your budget to UN. I see no reason why. This is clever way to reduce it. Come on, it's too expensive. If I were her, I would be so mad at you for spending my money, everything on it. I'm just kidding. But that is very important.
It's her birthday today, and I have to bring her here so I can celebrate her birthday. I am. Iman. So this is another sacrifice because on Sunday I couldn't spend her birthday with her. And I'm spending her birthday with me for first time in 6 years. I haven't seen her for 6 years and she just came.
What?
Yes, and this is her birthday here with me, and I am here doing this, and I'm like, okay, and I'm okay. And
So
I
essentially
have to
that's
bring it here.
certified.
It's a sacrifice.
But lastly is to the delegates. I have a message for you all.
Let me talk.
All right, as youth activists, as a youth-led leader for about 15 years now, some of you who might not know me, but back home before I migrated to the United States, I have spent almost all my life in youth advocacy as a teacher for 13 good years in high school. I have a lot of interaction with students, and not only that, but I understand some little bit of human elements. What I'm trying to advise all of you delegates here is don't take their words for granted. The knowledge you gain here, please share it when you go back. As an activist, a true activist, you don't need to be selfish. Don't get knowledge and keep it to yourself or only to your organization. Please try to share information to other members. Organize forums and then the little connection you have here, share with others. You may never know who will create impact in this world. And that's how we can work to make the world a better place. That's my message. Thank you.
Yes, please, sir.
Yes, quickly. So I want to thank you and appreciate what the feedback has been for everyone. I just want to say that you wouldn't know the impact of the work you did because personally it's my first time in the US and it's courtesy of the IYC 10. Probably, when I sat here and listened to you when you said you have to when somebody was raising the issue of people $75, you said you had to write letters to the embassies and the immigration office. And it just occurred to me that probably that's why I got a visa to the US. Okay. And I'm so grateful for the opportunity because this is something I cherish so much. It's been a 4 days of knowledge. You know, it's been insightful. It's been so impacting, and I'm so fired of going back so that I'll be able to share the experience with lots of other young people. Probably if this same trend continues, lots and lots of other young people will be able to come. Like I said earlier, from the continent where I'm from, especially from Western Africa, it's a huge challenge for people to come. I don't know, but I think personally, probably it's a perception from the consular office that probably young people will come and they don't want to go. Okay, and it's all of us that have those kind of thoughts. For some of us, we think we can make it where we are, and coming here is just to acquire more knowledge, network with people, and go back home and share the experience. So I want to say a very big thank you.
Last.
She wanna say something.
Yeah, just brief. Thank you. It's just I just trying to go over what brothers just said. Thank you guys so much for your time because like everybody is saying here, financial constraint in Africa is very challenging. I live there, went to school, college there. I know how it takes to live in Africa. And another thing I want to say to especially sorry to say, especially to my brothers and sisters from Africa, is like when we travel to these events, we should, as we leave in today, we should write down a goal that we want to achieve. No matter whether you have an organization, you have a work or not, you just write down a particular goal. You say from this day to this time that you will be able to work directly towards that goal to be able to achieve it. So at least even if you might not have the time to come back here next year at this time, even if you can maybe watch online from whatever country or state you may be in, at least be able to say, from this day to this day, I was able to achieve this goal. It might be having a personal impact on the individual life in your community. It can be a child, it can be an institution, it can be your friend, it can be a society. But we should just be able to target a particular goal to say, from this day forward, I should be able to work on this goal to be able to achieve it from now to next year at this time. And most of the connections we have from here, we shouldn't just have the business card and the Zoom and just have people get home and go. We should be able to actually put those things to work because the purpose of this man taking up the time, resources, energies is to be able to have a huge impact. And the only way we have impact on us, I mean, in the world is like few of us that have the opportunity to be here for the past 5 days. We should be able to go there, spread or share the knowledge, and not just say it one day and leave it, but also make sure we implement those things. Because saying that one thing to execute it is another way, to be able. So at least that tomorrow we should be able to say, hey, it was on this day from RYC, I was able to start this project, and today we can be able to send it back to emails or feedback. All those things will just make them to work harder because they know the energy and effort will not be wasted. So thank you all again for the time, and thank you guys for the leader. Thank you.
1 minute.
Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute.
Yeah, they all like
Everybody should have one. Yeah.
have
Can
one.
I or it's?
Yeah.
Oh,
really? What? Yes, please go ahead. 1 second, she is speaking, giving her remarks. So don't get distracted. Be quiet. Listen to her carefully.
Just make it short.
Yeah, I know that everything is not for 100%. And I have been the first criticizer to Ali and his team from the beginning. But it's healthy criticism. Healthy criticism for good feedback so that the feedback of voice is heard to make it better, to organize it better, to improve it, to have more engagement. But I am thankful to him personally because he is a true leader. He knows how to work and make people to work. Yeah, and he is doing everything. He is the president founder. He's doing everything. He's running all the way around. You have noticed all this. Yeah, because he is a true leader. He is devoted. And let's all of us thank you, him and his foundation and his team, so that we are here. Because I personally spent $5,000 to come here to stay. And the average salary in Armenia, listen to me please, it's maximum $800. I had to take a loan, but I work with UN to come here.
So please don't make me crazy.
No, you don't.
Yeah. Don't tell it's difficult. If you have a wish, you come here, you have too many benefits, too many good speakers, professionals, networking, lots of things. Just open window. Use this window to open new windows, become leaders. Don't complain, please. Everyone can complain. And one more thing. I just wanted to clarify why Azerbaijani participant hasn't been around for the last 10 days, 6 days. She came here and made an announcement.
Don't.
No. Yeah, you didn't tell her that it is political announcement. It is not a political platform.
It's not, we can talk about it later.
It's not, but she did make a political announcement.
Let me apologize on her behalf. If something was wrong, I apologize.
Otherwise, I can tell a lot of things.
Yes.
Thank you. It's political.
Please, no cross.
Okay, if you can hear me, clap once. If you can hear me, clap twice. If you can hear me, clap 3 times. Thank you.
Okay, so
Yay!
This is okay. Everyone quiet. Everyone listen to me. So as we move towards conclusion of the conference, I know that we have to distribute certificates and we will do it in a certain disciplined way. So it will be easy and fast if we follow the discipline that I'm about to tell you. We will do that way. So right now we will have a group photo of everyone here. Be seated at your place. No one needs to stand up so we can do it smoothly. And once we are done with the group photo, I do a formal 5-minute boring speech to close this thing. And then we do have our colleague writing the certificates things ready, and some of yours name might not be there. So I want people to line up and one by one, while we're still in the room, one by one, go to the registration desk, see my colleague Amanda and Kevin, and get your certificate just in a line. Do not rush, because if you would rush, then we will get significantly delayed. So everyone in my team just get at this place, so a photographer can be on the chair.
So we're
No, selfie bathroom. And yeah, this thing just works like this. You have to remove this guy and then sign this up.
Another one. This one doesn't work. Sorry. This one has
We need to be
look at all the colors.
Yay! Woohoo!
In the back, do we have lighting? I'll take it up.
Should we stand?
Yes. That's how we get
Let me tell
everybody.
you what this is all about. A person came in and volunteered
partner. Yeah.
to give this to all of us. This is supposed to be the torch of light, that we're giving the torch forward and lighting the way for our youth. That's what we're supposed to represent. That we are the lighting.
But it's plastic.
Oh, you're on the camera. You're people on the camera.
Yes, it's live.
There is an empty seat this way. If someone wanna come and occupy the seat.
Yeah, open the window. You can hide.
This way, okay. The people carrying the flag. Maybe and I hold a flag. Whatever it is. No, we're doing photos this way.
You got to turn it.
Yeah, we're doing it. I don't know what's happening.
Photo is there, you know.
Who's taking a photo? We're just
Can we stand?
You guys will not come. We will sit as well. Will not come in. No one will come in the frame if we stand up.
Who's taking the
You
picture?
think? I will.
No, you have to be
Actually, if you
in
sat on the chair, you can't. I stood up, I was able to see everybody.
Okay, everyone can stand up.
No, I'm saying if he sat on the chair. If he sat on the chair, going down, you'll be able to see everybody.
Okay, then we gotta be sitting down.
Yeah.
Kelly, are you able to sit in your dress? Yeah.
Come, Lisa.
Hi.
No, you go back.
See, he's a main school.
Yeah, bottom. Kelly, you want to hold the bottom so it's not like. You should be in it.
Sophia.
Yeah.
Okay, ready, everybody?
Ready?
Just hold this up.
Video?
Cuts people off.
I think you gotta come in photo as well.
Yeah, you
Someone
have
needs
to.
Let me see. I gotta pee.
Wait a minute.
Up.
Oh,
Okay. Hey, selfie. Do a video.
Please.
Let's
He does that in family as well.
Let's make one.
Everyone can be.
I don't think it's selfie.
No.
What's it camera? I smell how the camera.
Are you gonna do it again? From the other corner. From the other corner. Be seated, folks.
Take two.
Compass.
Okay, I'm gonna take a panorama so everyone will get it. Okay. Well, why don't you do a video?
Lisa, come back.
Do a video.
Lisa, come back.
And then we can always, you know what? And then we can take snaps and pictures. Okay. Right? Video. When I say I, you say IYC, okay?
Would it be I?
Okay, so when I say you say IYC. Okay.
What?
You have to
You.
go that way.
IYC. Okay, one more time.
That way.
Oh.
Right
On
here?
the corner, that corner. You have to people.
Oh.
All right, when I say you say IYC.
And a photo as well. Yeah.
Youth.
IYC.
Yeah. Okay, now just stay so I can take a panorama.
Be still.
We do not move for the next 5 seconds.
Take more than that. Stay still, Leah.
Stay still.
Keep still, guys.
I don't like the torch visitor.
This is a lot of pressure with everyone staring at you. All right, I got it.
Last video.
Thank you.
One last video. Wait. Stay there. Okay. Yep. Okay, this one. This is, you guys are gonna help us close this out.
Close it out, guys.
I'm gonna say go. You're gonna say IYC 10. That's a wrap.
How about the welcome into LA? No.
No. IYC 10. That's a wrap. Perfect. Yep. Here we go.
Ready? I got you.
Yep. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
IYC.
That was awesome. Perfect.
All right, be seated.
Alright.
I'm like, you're already seated.
Amanda, you ready for the certificates at the
Yo, all I'm saying is I'm be ready in a single file line.
Right here.
Okay, well. So.
What does that mean?
So that's like. Has to be adjusted to orient.
So, okay, folks. All right, then. So, okay, we will be.
Please take a seat. Give us 5 minutes.
Should we give it
Hey, if you hear me once, if you hear me, clap once. You hear me, clap twice.
So, friends, we're gonna close the session of IYC 10 and the official closing of IYC 10. But I want to announce the dates of the International Youth Conference 11. Soon the registration and everything will be up. It's May 1st to May 4th in Los Angeles, California. We will announce the venue and everything, but it is confirmed that we are doing IYC 11 in Los Angeles, California from May 1st to May 4th. And it's going to be our 5th anniversary as well. So it's going to be bigger. So it's the 5th anniversary. We do it twice a year. So we wrap this. Please wrap this with the clap for yourself. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. And we will see you in Los Angeles. Now you can close. And for the certificates, now we will do row by row. And first, I will ask